Think about everything you've read today. A novel, an email, the back of a cereal box, a text from your mother. If we go by the oldest definition of the word, every single one of those written works is technically classified as literature. Take this 1842 timetable for the Great North of England Railway. Designed to impart information, it falls under the broad umbrella of literature. These grids of fares and arrival times organize logic, delivering raw data to a traveler in a hurry, built entirely on facts. Compare that schedule to a novel by Toni Morrison. Both use letters and words, but while the timetable provides a functional service, Morrison's work explores the human condition through narrative and imagination. This massive overlap exists because the word literature derives from the Latin littera, meaning a letter of the alphabet. Prior to the 18th century, the term applied to any use of letters to create written text, regardless of its purpose. If a travel brochure shares the same classification as an epic poem, we have a categorization problem. We need a way to separate everyday, functional information from what scholars call literature proper, the artistic craft of writing. To solve this problem, we can look to the 19th century critic Thomas de Quincey. He proposed a framework that divides all written text into two categories, based on how the writing interacts with the reader. He called his first category the literature of knowledge. This encompasses everything written specifically for the head. This category exists strictly to record and impart data, transferring facts from a page directly into a reader's mind. Textbooks, catalogs, and train schedules live here because their goal is purely functional. De Quincey's second category is the literature of power. Unlike texts built for the head, these works reach for the heart. This is where we find literature proper. In this space, the author's goal is aesthetic pleasure and imaginative resonance. The writing is an art form designed to produce a specific kind of beauty rather than simply handing us raw information. The philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson supported this, stating that true literature serves as a record of the best thought, capturing ideas of permanent interest rather than temporary utility. De Quincey's dichotomy gives us a clear boundary. The literature of knowledge tells us what the world is, that the literature of power makes us feel what the world is. Humans have sought that specific power through words long before critics defined it. The physical action of translating thoughts stretches back thousands of years. This Sumerian clay tablet from the 4th millennium BC shows the transition from spoken traditions to physical, organized text. As urban cultures developed, they used these cuneiform indentations to preserve and transmit knowledge. Neighboring civilizations like ancient Egypt used vertical columns of hieroglyphics and painted figures on papyrus to record their world. These were the earliest methods of ensuring that stories outlasted the voices that told them. Over the centuries, the delivery mechanism for these words migrated from the pressure of a stylus to the printed page and eventually to digital pixels. The medium changed, but the artistic intent did not. We distinguish literature proper by how it uses language. While a timetable uses words literally to mark a 9 a.m. departure, literature employs metaphor and imagery, like Emily Dickinson comparing hope to a feathered thing, to convey meaning that facts alone cannot reach. Whether inscribed on a clay tablet or read on a screen, true literary art prioritizes aesthetic excellence and language play over the mere delivery of information. Literature proper functions as an active participant in the community. It goes beyond personal expression to involve itself in the social order of the world around the author. Authors like Langston Hughes used poetry to challenge the social structures of their time. By capturing the specific problems of his community, Hughes turned creative writing into a mirror that forced society to confront its beliefs and attitudes. This social role is why De Quincey's two categories age differently. The literature of knowledge inevitably becomes obsolete as facts are updated and data changes. A train timetable from 1842 loses its utility the moment the routes change. But imaginative writing about identity, morality, or love retains its power because it speaks to universal human experiences that do not expire. This enduring relevance is the ultimate metric of literature proper. a Shakespearean play written centuries ago, remains impactful today because it explores themes that remain central to the human experience across generations. The writer G.K. Chesterton observed this fundamental human drive, noting that while we might view literature as a luxury, we treat the stories found in fiction as a necessity. We need the literature of knowledge to navigate our world, but we rely on the literature of power to understand what it means to be alive.